Hello, sisters. My name is Catalina Rivera, Dois, and I'm beaming in today because I'd like to share with you a story, um, a myth, a remembrance that Mother has been whispering in my ear for some time now. And I've been just holding on to it tenderly, caring for it, feeling like it was not my place to share because I cannot tell the story from a personal experience yet. But after sister has come up to me asking around this story. And I realized that it's time for this story and this myth to come into our collective awareness and to be reborn in our modern day age. So this story, sister, is for all of us, but very especially for my sisters that are either approaching or have already crossed the threshold of menopause. Okay, and I'm hoping that as we hear it, and again, especially you sisters that are either approaching or have already crossed this threshold, I'm hoping that as you hear this, and as you remember, and as you start to open to the new frequencies that are coming through for all of us, that it may be you that weaves this story forward, that feeds the story and creates the new myth that is wanting to emerge for us collectively. Okay, so here we go, sisters. And again, this story starts as many others. Once upon a time on this earth, women were deeply connected with their bodies, deeply connected with nature and its cycles, deeply connected to Mother that births us and supports us and nourishes us, that brings us life. Deeply connected to the red thread of Mother's love that weaves through our bodies, that brings us life and that allows us to bring life into the world. Deeply connected to our moon blood. Now, in those times, we as women knew that it was this red river that brought us through all of our seasons as women. It was she who initiated us and tenderly delivered us from one stage of womanhood to another. It was through our moon blood that we transitioned from child into maiden, from maiden into mother, and in those days, from mother into wise woman crone. And this story today, sisters, centers around this initiation, this transition from mother to crone, or wise woman. In those days, sisters, women knew that, not like today's myth, modern day myth, the Red River did not dry up, because that is what we've been told. We've been carrying this very disempowering idea that as we approach the end of our fertile days, somehow a woman's body dries up. Her red river dries up, her juiciness dries up, her aliveness, her sexuality, her usefulness. There's all these, subconscious stories that are tied around this stage. But in those days, they knew that the red river did not just dry up and disappear, but it went underground. It went underground. Listen to that, sisters. So over those 10 years that it takes to transition, because this is a major and very powerful initiation, right? Our bodies and our energetic field transitions from mother to wise woman crone through a large period of time where many things happen. And very slowly, the first thing we notice is that red river starts to go underground slightly, doesn't flow as regularly or as abundantly as it did before. And that red river then, what happens is through that period of time, our magic, our wise blood begins to be absorbed into your physical vessel. In those days, they would say that the red river would be reabsorbed into a woman's bones so that she could carry that magic, that wisdom, that connection to mother between the veils throughout every day of the remainder of her earthly life. And I want you to really hear that difference between just, losing your red river or drying up and the and open to the possibility that what actually happens is that all that magic, that unconditional love, nurturance, wisdom, the portal through Great Mother into the Great Mystery actually becomes part of your everyday physical being. And it becomes absorbed into your physical vessel, into your very bones, that you may carry that you may resonate that magic, that wisdom with every step, with your mere presence for the remainder of your days. And what our wise women would do then in that period of time, in the time to come, would be awaken the remembrance of how to use this, how to access the Red River in this new way. Because the tools, the frequencies, the resources change now. The way we work with the Red River changes. Now, let's fast forward to today, holding that nugget of our myth, of our past as women. Because now we're at a different point. We know we're at a crucial point in our planetary evolution. But also something else has changed, where before, the stages of a woman's life were defined as mother, maiden, and crone. Maiden, mother, and crone, in that chronological order. Now it's not the case. A woman approaching menopause does not feel anywhere near wise woman crone. And that's also part of the wounding in this sector of our womanhood, is that there is almost like a black hole that opens up, because there's no story to hold that piece. Because yes, at that stage in life, you do not feel, and it does not feel in alignment anymore to be a wise woman crone, at least during that beginning stage after menopause, right? Woman still feels active, like there's so much she's gathered in her life. And she's reconnecting to herself after children, after a life of service. There is a new birth happening, as it always happens when we shift stages and seasons, right? And what's been happening for a while now, women have started to realize that it's 4 seasons that we have in our life as our lifespan has grown, longer. And this season is the season of the Queen. So, my dear sister queens, we are being asked to take this old myth, this truth, this remembrance, and weave it into our modern day. How does the Queen remember that the Red River has been reabsorbed into her bones, into her physical vessel? How does she remember how to now develop tools to actually access that Red River and bring it forth for the benefit of herself and her queendom? That's what we're here for, sisters, right? We are here to serve as love in the world through our physical vessel. And sister queens, you have a very important mission, because you are rebirthing a full archetype into our collectiveness, collective, feminine and planetary awareness. And I want to deliver to you this myth that you may begin to access it as well and dive into what that is. How does a modern day queen access the power of the Red River that is part of her physical vessel and bring it forth to support her and her queendom? And again, sisters, I'm not there yet. So I can't speak into what that looks like or how that is. Again, Mother has whispered certain things into my ear, and I will share that in another video in terms of the practicalities to give you kind of eyes and hooks to feel into what works. But I am delivering the story to you that you may now continue it for all of us. Okay? So I'm hoping this has been useful. I'm hoping that has stirred memories, remembrances, and empowerment, because it is such a sacred time in our life, each one of these initiations. And you're in a very powerful place. And I'm asking that you step in to reclaim that power for all of us and feed into this story. So please, in the comments below, let me know what is arising within you from hearing this, what feels true. And, come back as you explore, as you remember, as you receive the messages from Mother that are streaming through our planetary awareness around this new stage, this new way of working with our Red River, that we may all benefit from the transmissions you're receiving. So that's it for today, sisters. All my love, many blessings, and happy moon times.